Yes.
Right.
Go
Okay, so
ahead.
now we're going to talk about personal and business credit. And as Chinasa said, I asked her specifically if she could just touch on this topic for us so that everybody understands how very important it is, you know, to have your business credit set up and what it's all about. And, you know, she will just explain all the various aspects of it so you see how crucial it is for you to have. Chinasa?
All right. So we're going into our next topic, which is the difference, right? What's the difference between the business credit and your personal credit? So we want to first say the business credit and personal credit are not all that different. Okay, right? They are not all that different. The separation between your personal and credit, right, and your business credit can be tricky for small businesses, right? Many small business owners use personal credit to run their business, especially if you're starting off as a sole proprietor, right? Doing so could put you at risk if your business is ever in trouble. We actually talked about that, right? When we just
Yes,
talked
we did.
about
Yeah.
our sole proprietorship, try to separate yourself from the business. So it's recommended to have a clear distinction between your personal and business finances as far as that is possible. Okay. And it takes time, but you have to build that. You just have to tell yourself my business is different, and so it should be treated with that, like separate everything so that your business stands alone and your finances will be on the other side. So we talk about business credit. Your business credit is based on your business financial history and is tied to your business, right? Your business EIN is called Employer's Identification Number, or your tax ID number, which is how your government recognizes your business for tax purposes. So this, for the business, right, credit is tied to your EIN. When you file your tax, that's what you use, right? That's how the government recognizes you. The difference is that your personal credit is tied to your social security, right? So, but your business is tied to EIN. Anytime you bring in that EIN, your business names comes up. Put in that number, right? That's why when you call the IRS, they need your EIN number. Everything that ties to your business is through that EIN, right? Your business tax ID, whatever it is, employer's identification number. So that's what your business credit is tied to. Okay. And we have like the credit services that handles that. Okay. Duns and Bradstreet is the largest and best known business credit reporting service. We have other ones, right? But the ones like you must know, right? Because most of the time when you get rejected by your loan, they will send you a letter. We rejected you because your information with Duns is not correct, right? So you just have to know they're the largest and best known, right? Credit, business credit reporting out there. If you have more than one business, you can have a separate report for each as long as it has its own EIN number. So, yes, because the EIN separates the business, right?
Right.
So, if Sharon have two different businesses, they will both have different reports. Okay. So you can run the report on both of them. Okay. The most important factor for scoring businesses are usually how you pay your bills. Okay. How does the business pay their bills? How much debt you carry? And what type of industry you are in, right? So this is how they mostly score. Like they want to know that you can be able to pay the bills. They want to know that you don't have so much debt out there, right? Because the creditors, the vendors, whoever is going to give you money or whatever it is associate with you, we run that to know if you're credit worthy, right? If they will come to you or give you money and be sure that the business will pay back. Okay. So This is how they score the business credit. Let's go into the next slide. We talk about the personal credit, okay? The personal credit is based on your personal spending history and it's tied to your social security. We all know that. Everybody, if you're not using Credit Karma to see what your personal credit is, or you're following it through experience this and that, right? So we all know, but the same way you have your business credit. So your personal credit history is reported by three major credit bureaus. We have the Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, right? And FICO is the most commonly used method of scoring personal credit. Okay, so we all know about, everybody will be familiar with their own personal credit, because if it's bad, you always know that when you go and apply for a credit card, you get denied immediately. So the same way you worry about your personal credit, if you have a business, you should also make out time to make sure that your business credit is also right. So let's go into, why do I need business credit? Shireen, why do you need business credit? Like,
You need business
really?
credit
Why
to
do
cover
I
all
need
the
business?
expenses.
Like, right? Yeah, before, this is something that we really don't think we need, okay? Until you get that letter from Chase Bank
Right.
saying to you, oh, you requested for line of credit, but they denied you because your information with Duns and Bradstreet is not good. And you're
Exactly.
like, what? Where are they getting that information? It's always good to look out there and see what they have for you, because most of the time, if you don't update your information, they might have the wrong information and they're reporting on your wrong information. So why do I need business credit? You
Exactly.
need that because lenders will use a business credit history when figuring out whether to loan the business money. Okay, so this is where the lenders, okay, somebody might say to me, oh, but they use your personal too. Yes, they use your personal for just guaranteeing that you will pay. So if you don't pay, they will come after you, right? But they will look at your business credit. That's where they run this report without even you knowing, okay? Because they have your EIN, they have your business name. They can just go to Duns and Bradstreet and figure out, okay? And sometimes if you pay attention, you'll be getting letter from Duns and saying to you, oh, somebody just inquired about your business, right?
Right.
Can you update your information? And you will get those mails. You just toss it into the garbage. I don't need this.
Very important.
But you
That's
don't
why
know.
information is good.
Yeah,
So guys, you're on here, and I really wanted to touch on this because this is probably one of the easiest ways for small businesses, if they start growing from day one, their business credit, to be able to afford certain things, especially if your personal credit is not good, because it's easier to grow too. Am I correct, Chinasa?
yes, you can get your business credit to be good. You just it takes work, but you can get it done, right?
Mhm.
So if you want that done, you just have to make sure that you know what is out there, okay? Why do I need business credit? In many cases, you won't be able to complete business transaction if your business doesn't have credit. All right.
Right.
In
Right.
many instances, you won't be able to buy goods and services for your business without access to credit. So these things are why I need, right, business credit. So you have to really look at it and say, okay, if I
Yeah.
am running a business, I need a business credit. So let me go to the next one. I know we're running out of time. When I see Miss Shireen looking at time, we need to wrap this up.
We've run out of time, but this is very important. So,
I see her looking at her time. Okay, then I mean we need to wrap this up, right? Okay, let's go to the next one. Ways to establish business credit. Right. We talked about why do we need business credit? How do we now establish that? That's is really mostly the question most people. Yes. Now I know I need business credit. I know why I need it. Then how do I establish it? Where do I start, right? And we said it's not difficult to create business credit separate from your personal credit, but it takes time and effort. You just have to make out time for it. The easiest way to establish business credit is by separating your business finances from your personal finances. When you start from there, it's easier for you, everything you're doing for the business to be tracked, right? Think about it. When you have everything separated, you don't commingle things. It will be easily when somebody look at your finances, they will see the tracks. Okay, you're paying for this, you're paying for that. Everything flows through the business. So that's the easiest way to establish, separate everything, business finances from your personal finances. So the number one thing is to set up a bank account. How many times do you hear a small business owner, they already started running a business, and you're saying to them, you have a bank account for that business? They
Mhm.
will tell you, no, they're putting in the money in their personal account. And what happens when it comes for your taxes? What happens when you want to pull out this or you want to do bookkeeping, right? This is why you pay so much, because think about it. If you go to somebody to do your books and they have to go through all your personal stuff to pull out, so you don't want them going into your personal life, right? You don't want them to see what you're spending your money and your time on, because sometimes I will go through and I'm like, I don't need to see that part of you, right? So that respect stays.
Exactly. Exactly.
Separate that. Let's just deal with business, right? So when you set up a business bank account, you use that business checking account to pay the bills, your employees, including yourself. Keep your books separate. So that's the first step that you're going to take in making sure that you establish a business credit. Next is apply for and use a business credit card, right? So pay business expenses with this card, not with your own personal card. This not only makes tracking expenses much easier, it helps you build credit for the business as you use and pay off the card. If you can't qualify for a business card immediately, start with a secured card. Okay. So sometimes you might not qualify. Start with a secured card, which is backed by money you put in, right? In the account to guarantee you will pay. So you're just trying to establish something. And for people who are just starting, you don't have that to be able to, they might not give you any credit card, right? So you
Right.
can do secured card, you put in the money, let them, everything is tracked, but under the business, right? So let's
Okay.
go to the next. Register with the business credit bureau. Business credit rating companies are abundant, right? So focus on the three major business boroughs as you build. We have the Duns and Bradstreet, we have the Equifax, we have the Experian. We know that a lot of people use the Dun and Bradstreet, right? So you can try to see what they have there, right? Register with them. They actually give you access to update your information. If the information that you have or they have for you is not right, you get them, talk about it, and give them. Sometimes they ask you to upload your financial statement, okay, so that based on that they can actually substantiate what you're telling them. So you take ownership of that in seeing that what is out there. Register yourself, make sure that your business is out there and the correct information. A lot
Right.
of times correct information are not out there for you, and that's what they're gonna use. Listen, I wasn't even paying attention to that. Like, I remember a couple of, yeah, not even too long ago, I wasn't even like, I wasn't looking at things that are out there for NASA. And even now, I already started looking, but a lot of information they have is wrong. Okay. I'm slowly trying to clean it up, right? Because once you go in and start making some changes, they have to now review and then come back and correct and email you and all that. But
Right.
you have to own that to make sure that the information they have for you
It's
is
correct.
also right. Okay, and they can have you in different locations when you only have one location. That's instant for us because we have location. We used to be in Queens, and when we moved to New Hyde Park, they created a different NASA County
Oh,
services. So
wow.
when you go, you see two different NASA County services out there. One is in Queens, one is in the. So you're trying to bring them to know that this is actually one, but you own it to now figure out what they have for you. And
Yeah.
if you don't go and correct them, they cannot have that right information for you. So make it your duty to do that. So the next one is build credit with your suppliers and vendors, right? Credit doesn't have to be a formal loan, right? You don't have to go and get a loan. You're just starting a business, right? You can also initiate a credit deal with suppliers, right? It's not every time that you, sometimes you take goods and services, right, on credit, okay? Anytime you get those goods and services and you don't have to pay until later, right, you are
Mhm.
establishing a line of credit. Just know that. And the entity giving you goods and services becomes your creditor, right? By sticking to payment plans, you are building your business credit. And some of these suppliers and partners can report your credit to the business credit bureau. Just know that they do, but they're not really not all of them, right? So if they're not doing that, you can actually reach out and report that. Okay. So if they're not reporting that you are paying, you have good record with them, you can actually call Duns and Bradstreet and say, okay, you know, add this to my trade lines, right? And you give them the information of the vendor or the supplier that you're dealing with.
I
It's
didn't
their
know
job,
that.
it's their job to now reach out to them to verify.
Awesome.
Yes. So if they don't do it, well, how do you know they're not doing it? Is when you actually review what they have out there for you, right?
Right.
Then you can say, okay, let me call them. I'm trying to be a, but let me tell you, trying to build your business credit costs money. It's not like the other one. It's not like your personal credit.
Right.
Okay? There's a fee to pay to do that. Okay, so
Exactly.
you just have to know that there's fee involved in
Let me
trying
ask you something. Do you offer that service, Janessa?
in terms of
Like helping a company establish business credit?
not really,
Not
no.
really.
That's
Okay.
not
Because
that
that's something we were looking at in our last strategic um next level series.
okay.
And we actually were working with one particular company. But I always opt for the best. And what I didn't like was that they were not very timely,
Okay.
and they did not respond as quickly, or keep the communication line open. So I
Okay.
discontinued that. So for our upcoming series, we are looking to incorporate that, but with a more credible source.
Yeah, you
So
can
I
have,
said, let me ask.
but before you even reach out, these are things that people can do on
Can
the
do, I know, in terms of guiding them
okay.
along the way. Yes.
In times of okay, but they
Yeah.
can also reach out and ask the question, how do I, like how we just explained here, right? If you're
Mhm.
dealing with a supplier and you know that they're not reporting it to the business bureau, or you can call them even when you pay your your office rent, right? You can actually call Duns and Bradstreet and add the landlord, right? So
Right.
they can verify that you are actually paying your monthly lease or your monthly rent, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Awesome.
you can drive that because what you would try to avoid is too much expenses at the beginning, right?
Right.
So if there are ones that you can take care of, and I believe that the more you actually research, it makes you more knowledgeable.
Exactly.
So that way you are more informed on things that you're looking to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so but yes, we don't offer that service, but that doesn't mean we don't direct or give advice on
Yeah.
help people, to
And
point them
we're doing
to
that.
look at that.
Awesome.
Okay, the last part we are done. Ooh, This is, I know, right? This is the last point that we have. And it's not even much. It's just one slide. And we're talking about importance of keeping a good record for your business, right? We
Very
talk about
important.
everything, right? And everything actually somehow connected to
Mhm.
having a better record keeping. If we actually look at the first one that we talked about, the entities, you also have to do that. Like we brought this in, and also building your credit, you have to separate your finances. So we know that having a good record keeping is really important if you want your business to succeed. Okay. So when we said bookkeeping is the first step in your accounting process, most of the time people actually leave the accounting process out. They say, okay, I'm not even going to worry about it until it comes time for taxes. Don't do that. That's not good. Okay. That's
No,
not a good practice.
nope.
And you don't want to do that because that's like not even making the right decision for your business. If you're on this road to build a good business, you want to know what your business is all about at each given time, right? And we're saying it's very important for helping business owners maintain accurate financial record for their business. Poor
Exactly.
accounting is one of the top reasons why businesses fail. Yeah. And we say a lot of businesses fail within the first 5 years, right? Part of it is because of, right, poor accounting. If you
Mhm.
don't even know what your business is doing, if you're not keeping your record, how will you know that you have shortage in cash flow, right? Your business, you might think your business is doing well when you're making a loss. Okay, just because you're seeing money in the bank does not mean your business is profitable. Okay, so poor accounting is one of the top reasons why business, and without bookkeeping or accounting, think about it, you're really driving your business blind. We talked about that. So what are the benefits of having good accounting, bookkeeping for your business? There's so many of them, but we're gonna talk about it, okay? We talk about the better decision making, okay? In order to make the best decision possible for your business, you need to have access to accurate financial record. This is key in everything you do, okay? For you to hire somebody for your business, you want to know where your business stands. You want to know if your business can actually take that on, right?
Exactly.
And without a good financial record, you can make that decision. So, in every decision you're making, you need to be able to build it on accurate financial records. So, better decision making, that's number one benefit. Two, tax preparation. Okay, that's mostly the time people see, okay, I'm going to write it. Like, you see business owner coming into the office, they wrote everything on paper. and and I'm like, where is your P&L? Oh, I just have it written here. Estimated revenue 40,000,
Can
and
I
then
can I
they
do
will,
can I do
like, you run a business, right? Yes, and you're giving me like a handwritten paper for me to use for your tax
At
return.
least I have
Yes.
it on the computer.
Oh my goodness. And then if you want to dig deeper to see, and you want to see what tie up to the numbers, forget it, because they just wrote it down. Okay. And sometimes think about going back, and if there is errors in your tax just because you don't have it done right.
Yeah.
And you turn around and say, is the tax preparer? No, it's not the tax preparer, it's you.
Exactly.
The tax preparer prepared the taxes based on the information you gave them. They're not there to audit you.
Yeah.
I'm not there to audit you from your tax preparer. I'm just going to ask you some questions to make sure that you're owning what you gave me. And then my job is to prepare it. And once you sign off on it, you're responsible. So
Exactly.
don't say, I use the tax preparer, they're not good. No, maybe start asking yourself the question, did you give them all the necessary information, the accurate information? Then if you can cross all that out, you can now say, okay, maybe that's the reason from the tax preparer, but check your stuff, especially if you run a business. Okay, so the tax filing process can be made more efficient by having accurate and reliable financial record for your business. We cannot emphasize much on this because we see it over and over again. And it worries me because it's more on the minority businesses.
Yep.
Okay, you
That's
have,
our audience right here, guys. So listen, it's very, very important. That's why all of you that are here, I want you all to sign up for the next level series because this is something we're going to tackle. All right. So that you can have your situation sorted out. Some of you might have to go see Chinasa, and have it sorted out on a one-on-one, but we are going to be doing group sessions and I'll tell you more about that later on. So, Chinasa, let me go back. Let me allow you to finish up.
okay, we are done. So the third one we are talking about is your financial management, right? And we say proper record keeping allows the business owner to take control of your business finances. And in everything that we have talked about,
Yeah.
it's all about you, right? Being being in control of the business, knowing what goes out and what comes in, knowing when to take on additional expenses for your business and when not to do that, right? So that financial management, if you're in the know, if you actually have that information, that accurate information there for you, that will help you, right, control your business better. And that will help you make better decisions. That will help you in every step of your way. So there are so many benefits of having a good record for your business. You just have to take them one after the other. Start from the first step. Let's do the baby steps, right? You don't have to do it all at once. Start one step at a time. You know, if you're not used to it, it's going to be a little difficult, but start separating things. Get a folder. Start putting all my electric bill goes in here for the business, right?
Okay.
All the stuff I do when I go out there, I pay for the ticket or the meter when I'm going to meeting with Miss Shireen. If I back outside her house and then, it's a meeting, it's a business meeting.
Can I
Okay,
put my tickets that I get when I don't put when I don't get the tickets?
you see, when you're going to the meeting, right? You're going for business meetings. Anything related to the business, if you
No,
don't put
I'm
it,
saying when I don't put the parking tickets and I get a ticket, can I put that as my
now you're trying. Listen, I'm trying to like really answer this. I'm just gonna just say, um, don't create things that should not be like, do the right thing, okay? But if that expenses is related to the business, is deductible.
Okay. I
Okay, I'm just gonna take that. Okay, if it's related to the business, if it's a valid business expenses, is deductible.
okay.
Okay, so because what if I go to a meeting in the city, okay, to meet a client, and where I parked and the meeting we overstayed, right? Right, I paid the meter. By the time I come out, they already gave me a ticket because,
Oh, wow.
so think about it. Yes, it's a business expense
I have
because
some
I
expenses.
was doing business. It wasn't personal.
Yeah.
If it was personal, first, if it was personal, I would not even bring it on. But I went for a business meeting.
Yes, I
So
understand. Yeah.
so let's just make sure that we put, and let me tell you, if you actually start putting it together, you see that you're missing a lot of expenses that you're supposed to be deducting, because especially for business owners, they can go out there, they need a pin for the business, they quickly bring out money from their wallet and they pay for it. They
Yeah.
don't even think, okay, this might be what the business will pay me back or reimburse me for, right?
Exactly.
So you have to really look into it like that, okay, and have the business do the right thing for you and the business. Okay, so that actually ends our last, this is our last section, right? The good record for your business. And I just want to, this is our last slide. Oh, thank you. He's saying thank you. Right? This wraps up our presentation for the Expo conference, right? So thank you, Ms. Sharon, for the invitation to discuss ways to help small business owners. All right. So if you have more information, or if you need more information for us, right? Or if you want to know more about what we talked about, you can reach out to Shireen, or you can reach us to us, NASA Accounting Services, right? Inc. You can go to our website. All the information will be there. Okay. So, but we are
Tell
always,
them the website. Tell them the website.
it's nasaaccountingservices.com. Okay. nasaaccountingservices.com. Our number is 516-492-3455. There's always somebody to, help you when you reach out to us. But we are happy that we are part of this conference, and hopefully all the stuff that we just discussed will help somebody, because what we are trying to do is to make sure that people have uh, good information to make their decision, right? To have a good business. So thank you for this opportunity, Ms. Sharon.
Thank you, Miss Janasa. Okay. And guys, listen, as I said before, this is just the first step. All of our strategic partners that are working with us, we are together as a union trying to ensure that the businesses in our community grow, to make sure that the services they offer are improved once they go through the New York Trade and Entertainment Expo and the processes that follow. We have what is called the Next Level series, and this is where all the serious persons who want to work out their situations, all the persons here who have accounting issues, we want you to reach out to me. We're gonna set up we're gonna set up actual conferences following up to this, whereby we're going to touch on certain things. One of the main areas is to make sure your bookkeeping is organized, and we're going to do at least 2 sessions, Janasa, you think, with just going through QuickBooks, how you can utilize QuickBooks. And we're not charging for that, but there are other services out there that I know you guys will need. You might need to sort out your taxes. You might need to ask some questions. All of these things. What I want you to do is, once you're a part of this expo, if you're thinking accounting, if you're thinking tax preparation, if you're thinking anything IRS related, I want you to first think of NASA Accounting Services, and that's NASA. All right. I want you to think of this pretty lady right here, Chinasa, and another pretty one that works with her sister, and the extended team. They
Thank
are professionals. Since I met them until now, we've had a professional relationship, and they put their money where their mouth is. They decided to sponsor this event, and I'm very happy. So let me officially thank you guys for coming on board.
you're welcome.
And we're going to be sharing the information, because once you're on board now, we're going to share the information of when these follow-up sessions are, so you can be a part of it.
Okay.
And of course, give you all the information about how to get in touch with NASA Accounting Services. So, Ms. Janasa, thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Miss Sharon. And I hope you will have yourself a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, I know, I know. So I can spill the beans a little bit. I'm also happy that they're Christians. And this is why she's not live with us, because she has decided to dedicate her Saturdays to
Yes.
the creation of God. I love it. I love it. She's Saturday
Yes.
and I'm
My,
Sunday.
my Saturday belongs to the Lord.
Amen, sister. Amen. But she's here. She has pre-recorded this, and again, we will be able to interact with her on a more personal basis at a later time.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Thank you so much. Enjoy your evening.